Hi everyone, welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome to April's pathway session. This is a very special session. We have a great guest speaker from HSA, Helen Sanderson and Associates Canada, Jennifer Hermer, and she'll be talking us through one-page profiles, which are a great tool for personalization, where for elders we can put in information around their preference and use this very simple, versatile tool for capturing the ongoing narrative of somebody's life and what's important to them. This will be the third session in this series within the series where we look at communication. Ashley started with a fantastic global overview of the many ways we can think about working on our own ability to provide person-centered communication to the different communities that we serve and how that can be engaging. The last session, last month, we covered empathetic communication, and Rachel and Daphne talked us through essentially a framework with 4 tips on how to just absorb, take in the situation, listen actively before we start to give instruction, before we give the lead and start to communicate, so that we actually capture the moment and absorb before we move on. Now, before all of that, I want to hand over to Gary Irwin-Kenyon, who will wonderfully, I'm sure, take us through a stillness block and just bring us into the right frame. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Rahzeb. Hi, everybody. I'm going to invite you to share a stillness practice with me based on Tai Chi. In previous sessions in this series and forthcoming sessions, and I would also recommend you look at my book, Pathways to Stillness, Reflect, Release, Renew, for background and additional details and stories of what we're doing here. Basically, we as human beings, we are largely, very often, human doings. We do too much sometimes. We are used to fixing, managing, controlling, and being busy all the time. In Tai Chi, we call it the monkey mind, with your thoughts and emotions and activities constantly on the go. But we are also human beings, and being is a natural part of our evolution, really, if you look at it biologically, which we won't do today. But we are partly being beings as well as doing beings. So what I'm going to share with you is a particular pathway to being, which is meaning finding some peace, stillness, calm, even in the midst of all kinds of things going on in our lives, which we have more than our share of these days in our work lives, personal lives, world conditions, and so on. So we desperately, in my opinion, desperately need to find a way to some stillness and peace. So I'm going to just put my chair away and invite you to follow me in a few movements. Now, in these movements, there is no objective. You don't need to get them perfect. You don't need to even do them. We're going to do 2, but you only do what's comfortable. And if it's not comfortable, you can just not do it. Once you learn these movements, I would invite you to try them at home or in the workplace. All you need to do really is stand somewhere or go in a corner, steal a couple of minutes for yourself. And it only takes a little bit of these movements. Sorry, I just want to change my glasses here. It only takes a few minutes of these movements to help you start to relax. And relaxing is really the first way of experiencing some stillness. It just breaks that cycle of monkey mind stuff. So what we'll do is a couple of movements. And one is a basic standing meditation position, really, called Wu Chi. And what you do is put one thumb on your navel. Bring that back so you can make sure you can see me here. One thumb on your navel, and just put the other hand on top. Now with Tai Chi, you're always trying to relax your joints. So you try to release your knees. Don't do a deep knee bend. Release your knees, release your hips, and relax your shoulders, and gently put your tongue at the roof of your mouth. So there are a few guidelines to these movements that we repeat in other sessions. And as I say, you can also find those guidelines in my book. What we're going to do from here is breathe in, gently press in below the navel, raising your diaphragm, nice breath. And then as you breathe out, let your tummy expand. So gently pressing in, deeper breath as is comfortable, and relax, breathe out. Again, breathing in under the navel, relaxing the tummy as you slowly breathe out. Do a couple more. In and out, just at your own speed, a couple more times. And close your eyes if you wish. Okay, so that's the basic, one of the basic stillness practice positions. This one you might try when you can't sleep at night, lying in bed, put one hand over the other, and gently follow your breath in and out from your stomach area. It's not counting anything, just following it in and out. I know people tell me that this can help them sleep get back to sleep sometimes. The second one I want to show you is called the wave. And so you have your palms turned out at your side. Keep your elbows a little bit soft and breathe in. Deeper breath as is comfortable. About shoulder height, but try not to lift your shoulders. Try to leave your shoulders relaxed. Turn over and float back down as you breathe out. So you're gently trying to coordinate your in-breath with your arms floating up, nice and soft. Turn over, float back down as you breathe out. And so gently trying to coordinate the movement. Of course, if it doesn't work exactly, just slow something down, take another breath, just adapt it to yourself. We'll do a few more of these. Palms up, turn over, and palms back down. Palms up, shoulder height, turn over, and float back down. And one more time. Very good. So the way this is Tai Chi works, and of course Tai Chi has been around for thousands of years. When you're doing the breathing, breathing is very important. And when you're gently paying attention to this, coordinating the breathing with your movement, you may notice it brings you to the present moment. You may get a release from thinking about the past or the future, and you're just brought to the present moment. And their stillness resides in the present moment. They say, anxiety and depression are all about the past and the future. We get drawn into these, either one, and our emotions load up our thoughts, and away we go. At least that's the way it works for me. So when we're doing these movements, even a few, you're just brought calm down with the breathing and with the coordinated movement. You're brought to where stillness is. So let's do one more, which is called wave your hands like a cloud. So we come up So you come up with your, like we just did, shoulder height, turn over, float back down. This time, before you lock your elbows, cross your palms, flip them up, and just open just in front of your body here, like two little mirrors. And don't go out with your elbows, just in front of yourself. Turn back over, float back down nice and soft. You can do this 3 times. Cross, flip it up, float up, turn over, and float back down again. So we're just picturing floating like a cloud. Cross, float up, turn over. And on the 4th one, take a nice breath and down to the side. Okay, let's do that once more. Another thing about the movements, the more you do them, the more you repeat them, the more they become increasingly relaxing. And so, of course, when you're learning something new, it's hard to relax at the same time. But as you practice these, you'll find you won't have to pay so much attention to exactly what you're doing. So you'll relax more, your breathing will get deeper, and you can just enjoy the movement without thinking about it. So let's try this once more. Floating up, notice I'm using language of floating like a cloud, very light and soft. Down, cross, palms up, float up. When you get to about here, you, straight in front of your body, you just turn the palms back over and down again. Float up, palms back over, down. Another time, float up. And then take a nice breath. And down, breathe down to the side. I think we have time. Let's do this one more time. Float up. After a while, you may, not today probably, but after you do these a number of times, you may actually feel that your arms are floating up on their own. Might sound strange, but it can happen. Cross down, float up. Down. Cross, palms up, open. Down. And the last one, a nice breath. And down. Thank you very much. I'll say namaste as they do in yoga, and I'll turn things over to Ashley.
Thanks, Gary. I'm in the perfect place to introduce our very special guest. So no matter where you're at on your journey through the culture change, a tool that we find really significant value in and that you can make your own is the one-page profile that our guest Jennifer Hermer from HSA Canada will present to you today. So whether you use the one-page profiles for individual care planning or for use as the catalyst for culture change, we look forward to having Jennifer walk us through the use of the one-page profiles. So without further ado, I'll pass it over to you, Jennifer.
Thank you very much. I'm just going to pull my screen up. And you should see, oh, I'm too far ahead. There you go. You're getting a snapshot there. Good. You can see the PowerPoint. Awesome. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you, Gary, as well. Thank you, Ashley, for the introduction, Gary, for what a wonderful start to to an afternoon here. I'm in Ontario, in central Ontario, and really happy to share around one-page profiles. both personally and professionally. So it's twofold for me. I was going to try to introduce June's one-page profile as not my mom, but I'm quite sure when you see the pictures, I can't really get away with that. So I kind of giggled when I put them up and thought, oh, that's just not going to work. This is my mom, June. And along with working and being an associate with HSA Canada and training around person-centered supports and with one-page profiles, I have used it in my personal life in terms of supporting my mom. So my mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 2012, showing some indications that that was happening for 2 years prior to that. And what I'm going to share with you is her one-page profile that we developed with Mom as she was moving from our family home into retirement. So there's three main components to a one-page profile. In addition to a little bit more information, what you'll see, and I'll go clockwise around the screen, but the first question that we ask is, what do people like and admire about me? The bottom right looks at what's important to me, and the bottom left is how to best support me. The top left is just some information around June, around Mom, and things that maybe we would like you to know. So Mom, June, so in this case, June, otherwise known as June, and to those that know her well, she's also known as Juner, Junebug, and the June. Age, we put none of your business because Mom was very proud of the fact that she looked quite young for her age. Mom's 70 in this picture at the time, and she took a lot of pride in her appearance. And so we quite giggle about that because, yeah, she worked really hard and was very proud of that. For occupation, and again, these are not always things that you need to include, but in this case, Mom's occupation, she was a mother of 4, grandmother of 7, wife to Frank. She is the sister of 5 brothers and 5 sisters, 5 of which continue or were still living at the time. She's the aunt to many. She worked in retail for over 35 years, and June volunteered. Oh, I'm sorry, got ahead of myself. What people like and admire about me or June is her sense of humor. She also loves being around people. She cares very much about her community, her faith, enjoys new activities, loves dessert, and is an excellent dinner guest. June, and Mom is a volunteer. She gave a killer side eye that commands respect. She's a good self-advocate, and often my growing up and my friends and family always knew that you just didn't mess with June, which is how she got the nickname as the June, because there's a presence there. All those things about like and admire are the list of those endearing qualities. What it's not a list of is accomplishments. And you'll notice it's not a list, it's very strength-based. It's not a list of the things that my mom can't do or used to do. These are the things that people currently really and have liked and admired about her. We use one-page profiles as that catalyst, that bridge, and it's very strength-based. So what's important to me, being social, keeping me involved with as much as possible with support helps me feel connected to my own life. Looking good, having my hair done and makeup means that I'm ready for the day. Helping others. I've enjoyed volunteering and being involved. I'm a people person, and having something to look forward to gives me purpose. Do with me, not for me. I have a strong sense of who I am and what I like to do. I may need help, but I am capable. And finally, under this, my faith. I am Catholic, and I enjoy the church community. The detail around this, it's beyond the list of things, but gives specific examples of the things that are important to her, the things that we want to hold on to, the stuff that's working, and allows the opportunity for the person supported to express that. And then we look at best support me. Same idea, not a list, but giving some real specific examples. One of the ways to best support June, to tell me that my blue eyes are beautiful. It's an excellent way to redirect me when anxious. I love compliments. The next point was really important in terms of Mom's support. Do not discuss or highlight my dementia in front of me. I do not want to talk about it, or for it to be the reason you are with me or that I need help. It's an area that can inform her care plan and support. That was that was very important and a proactive approach for mom, rather than being labeled as aggressive. So again, important detail, a great way to highlight how to support her. Let me wake up slowly in the morning. I am not a morning person and I will be grumpy. Involve me when I ask for help. I can help set a table, fold laundry, but also help you get me ready for the day. And finally, laugh with me, sing and dance. I love Dolly Parton, Johnny Cash, and two-stepping around the room. It's a guaranteed way to really engage mom. So just off of that, and I don't know if everybody really is big on chat or mic, but would anybody like to share just in this, I don't know how long have we been, a couple minutes, what have you learned about my mom? What are some things that maybe you could highlight? And it's okay if you're feeling shy, that's okay. Yeah, she's a people person. Excellent, thank you. Thanks, Cheryl. Yeah, independent. Yeah, those beautiful blue eyes. She loves compliments. She loves to have fun, absolutely. Wants to be involved, not in her room alone. Thanks, Melissa. Yep. She's not a morning person, broken, grumpy if woke up to it, definitely. She loves to help others. Excellent. And so just in this few moments, yeah, a real sense of her personality through that profile. Thanks, Michelle. What I really want to highlight in that is that look at how much you've learned about my mom, somebody that you didn't know, just by the use of a one-page profile. And so it's part of why I'm so passionate about their use, because if you were supporting mom, if you were new to mom and had the opportunity to look at this, you would instantly know the things to do and the things to kind of stay away from. And that is the magic of one-page profiles. It seems simple, but it's significant. When talking about morning and my mom, this is an example, thanks everybody for that feedback, an example around morning routine and how we use the one-page profile to support mom when something came up and it was labeled as a behavior, which is or non-compliant, or mom wasn't kind of following the routine of the home because she had her own routines, and one-page profiles can be used to help demonstrate that. So to start off with, I'm just going to ask you, and we'll go back to chat too. So if you're comfortable using that, I just would like you to choose which picture here best represents your coffee in the morning. So we go A, B, C, D along the top, 1, 2, 3 along the bottom. So I would be a D2. A1, yeah, holy, there's a lot. Oh, tea drinker, that's important. D2, there you go. Kim's after my coffee heart. Awesome. C2. Okay, yeah. T first. Okay. So my A1s, how would you feel if I was supporting you and I only knew how to make coffee one way and it was a D4? Sleepy, yeah, because you wouldn't drink it. Or what about the tea drinkers? What if I, oh, you drink it anyways, Patricia? Yeah, I wouldn't. Good for you, because I wouldn't touch it. What about the tea drinkers? What if I said, gave you an A1 and said, this is the coffee we have. This is what we serve here. No way. Yeah. Not drinking it, sorry. Yeah. So again, highlighting just another small example about routines, things that are important to us, and the impact that could have on the start of the day. If my coffee is not just right, it does impact my day because it's a moment. Melissa's saying I wouldn't drink it, I wouldn't be relaxed because it's a relaxing part of my morning routine. Excellent. If we go back to think about mom and her one-page profile, it was already highlighted that mom likes to take her time to get up in the morning. And I was getting phone calls from the retirement home saying that she was not getting up and coming down for breakfast at 8:30, and it was timed. This was important. She was agitated when when she got up. They tried setting an alarm. She kicked the care team out of her room. She would throw something, and it wasn't going well. And so we went back and kind of looked at Mom's routines. Mom had left from her home into retirement, and not necessarily fully by choice. So that was really difficult for her. But what the conversation that continued was that I shared with them that Mom's whole life, her whole life, she was not a morning person. And in fact, every morning, my dad would wake up, go downstairs, put the coffee on, he'd have a cigarette. And when he was done his first coffee, he would pour my coffee, Mom's coffee, an A1, nothing in it. And he would literally tiptoe up the stairs, slide on into the bedroom, put it on the nightstand, and get out of there. He'd just quietly back out. And Mom would get up in her own time. Her coffee was there. She rarely ate breakfast, and she just needed time to wake up on her own. So with discussion then, and with the information from that one-page profile, we were able then to create a new routine and talk about, did Mom need to get up and have breakfast at 8:30? Who was that important to? It wasn't important to her. There was a medical reason for her to get up and have breakfast. It wasn't attached to any medications, and it wasn't attached to her health. So she didn't have low blood sugar or any other diagnosis that would impact that. She also had snacks in her room and often had support come in mid-morning. So if she was hungry, she could have some assistance with that. What we did then put into place was that quietly, one of the care team members would come in, set her coffee on the nightstand, quietly say, "Good morning, June," leave it on the nightstand, and back away. It changed Mom's morning. It allowed her to find her surroundings when she woke up, so she wasn't too disoriented. It allowed the care team to engage with her in a positive way and get to know her, rather than approaching feeling as though it was going to be a struggle and then have a power struggle over it. So this again is one of the benefits and one of the ways that we really used it to support Mom. Further, when we look at how they're helpful, again, highlighting those specific strategies to support goals and success, and particularly for older adults with dementia and Alzheimer's, we want to use them to highlight the past, the present, and the future, that it's strength-based. We celebrate strengths, individuality, diversity, and the contributions. It can be used to help match supports or match personalities in terms of seating, who sits at the table in the dining room, let's say, in long-term care, and matching some of those. So it's a positive experience. It looks at success and achievement, not deficits. Conversation starters, singing a Dolly Parton song, knowing that Mom enjoys that, asking about coming from a big family. All of those things are really great connections. And then staying on track with goals in terms of healthcare and the healthcare plan can be really helpful. Again, the 3 questions, although simple, are really powerful. What people like and admire, what's important to me, and how to best support me. We really focus on those important to us, the things that make living for you worthwhile, pleasurable, purposeful, and fun. We want to think about those things and include them, carry them forward. Those are the things that work. We want the things that important for all those things we ought to do. So those can be the medical things, the actual care plan things, the stuff that we need to look after, that maybe you don't want to, but we know that it's important for us for overall health and safety. This is now my mom's one-page profile. This is where we are now. So again, here's a picture of Mom on a really sunny day, and she was really just feeling the sunshine on her face. And what's important when we use one-page profile is that we revisit it. It's never one and done. It's a fluid and living document. And for Mom, as her needs changed, her one-page profile also needed to change. So some things you'll see are very much the same for Mom. So still the nicknames, age, still none of your business, because it still would not, to honor Mom, even she still would not want us to share that. Around occupation, it changed a little bit in terms of we've kept a little more simple around her being a mother of 4, grandmother of 7, wife to Frank, and included her siblings, because that's really where Mom is most of the time in terms of her memory, that she will talk about us and kids once in a while, and I've included that important to me, but she really is a wife, and then she's in a period of young marriage and her siblings. what people like and admire, many of the same things, but what we added was that the care team often comments she has a sweet smile and disposition, which is not necessarily the mom we grew up with as siblings. So we always really giggle about that. But the care team always comment about how they love to make her smile and laugh and engage with her. And they just think that she's adorable and sweet. And mom has a really good rapport. They built a really good rapport with mom. And so it's important to include that because it's another experience. It's what people would say. Not that mom was just strict. She was strict. How to best support me. Again, the blue eyes and the compliments, that hasn't changed. It stays, it's really important. But what has changed is around mom needing assistance to eat. So enjoying mealtime, not forgetting dessert, that she can answer yes or no questions. So important to include her, to laugh and sing, to go slow around personal care, that she's nervous about that, and that singing might help her or telling a joke might help. Important again, I know I'm over time, so I'm rushing a bit. Explaining what you're doing for personal care before you do it, because she will stiffen up physically. She wants to talk about family, so asking questions around my dad, Frank, all of us. My brother, Jim, is the favorite. He's the family favorite. It's kind of a joke. It makes her giggle when we say that. And again, her siblings, her faith remains really important. And that hymns and prayers are comforting, and that she likes to be part of the action. So mom really enjoys sitting near the nurse's station or wherever the care team is kind of gathering, because she loves to listen. She loves a good gossip. She loves the banter and laughter. And that has not changed. And that's it. I'm very passionate about this. I'm very proud of my mom. So it's hard to squeeze it in the 10 time frame, but I'm grateful. At the end of the slide, and I know they're going to be shared, I've just shared my email address, and you can click on the link and see my own one-page profile professionally. So we do use them in a variety of settings. And so then you can have a glimpse of me.
Thank
And
you.
that's it.
That was really great. You made it also really, as it should be, vivid and real. And thank you. Yeah. And I completely agree. We used one-page profiles here with the team maybe 6-7 years ago, and we've been working together already for at least that long. Some of us for longer, and we learn things about each other, and we work better as a consequence. Which kind of leads me on to the next session that we've got planned. And we're very happy that you'll be joining us and guiding us through that, which will be on the 26th of May, where we look at how we actually operationalize one-page profiles and embed them within organizations. So you already mentioned for matching, so that's elders with each other, that's with staff, that's volunteers. There's many ways we can do it, as we can use this tool. As you say, they're really very versatile, flexible, and wonderful strength-based resource. So, now, let's call it a day for now, and I look forward very much to next month. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and thanks everyone. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for having me. I'll see you next month.
Real pleasure. Bye-bye.
Same.